for the Formula Sheanes. Richie Carney looking for his fourth win in a row. If you count the two at Bishopscourt, the last round of the championship for them, but I say his championship points, he didn't get those because of an alleged technical infringement. So it's Carney who goes away into lead number 44. Mark Keenan alongside him, and then Richie Adams and Garrett McKenna there. Richie Adams, who provided most of the entertainment in the first race, heading down into Colonial, trying to get past Garrett McKenna. I think that's still McKenna there as he goes through. In fact, Richie Adams may have been passed by somebody on the inside. It looked like it through. It's the
Red Bull
yeah, the Red Bull. Isn't that the guy who won the ones that's Chris Dunn? Yeah.
Yeah. So indeed, it is Richard Kearney who won the first race out in front. Or Keenan, who retired, who was the only man semi in touch with him, and is in second place. So 1-2 again, and just trying to identify, it is Richie McAdams in third. Richie Adams, sorry.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Third. And what kept us entertained, you really got to have a quick look at these cars in practice, or after the races. This class is suffering from tyre supply. For all of these runners, then, these tyres are absolutely on their last legs, and as this race wears on and on, it's going to be a question of absolutely just hanging on for these last few laps. The whole class is going to switch to the new make of tyre next time round.
Attention paddock message for all Fiesta Z-Techs, all Fiesta Z-Techs. Please make your way to paddock assembly now. Thank you.
Issues that we had in the first race, but we have a 1-2. It's Mark Keenan in second, giving chase to Richard Kearney, and Kearney opens with the fastest lap from a standing start on a 1:06.75. As we said before, then these cars capable, when they're tired right and everything else, are running in and around Formula Ford type tires, then times rather. And it's a super class. The cars really don't cost that much to run in comparison to some of the other classes. And we're delighted to see them back here at Kirkistown. So Richard Kearney. Brendan Carr has put his back on the trailer and is not going to join us this time round.
Still coming out of John Cross to chicane, and Richard Carney just extending the lead slowly from Mark Keenan as he gets away, looking to see this battle for third. Still held by Chris Dunn, but Garrett McKenna and Richie Adams close him down. McKenna, who had a slipping clutch in the earlier race, seems to have done some more adjustment to that and maybe got away with it. I think they were suspect that there might be a little seal or something away in it as well. There could be oil leaking through onto it as the race goes on. And then 22 comes through again. Chris Dunn, followed by McKenna, followed by Richie Adams. Then Tom Foley, number 10. Tom Foley pick him through to take second behind Richard Kearney in the last, where I say quite a few of the drivers were experiencing problems and others were just revolving, which Chris has now been told is to do with the tyres. tyre problems in Formula Sheane. Next to be telling us they're porpoising or something. So the familiar sound of the Rover engines as they head down the back there. Carney, fastest lap last time through a 62.085, but that is about 2 seconds away. I think the lap record is 60 point something there too. Kevin Sheane. Kevin, he was up earlier. I think he may have gone now. I think he was actually running Brenton car. He and his nephew Philip were about earlier on. Mark Keenan through in second. Now it is Chris Dunn and this McKenna and Adams battle starting to develop. Still 15 Garrett McKenna holding off Richie Adams. Tom Foley through in 6th and then McDermott through in 7th.
Yep, in comparison to the first race, then the field fairly spread out.
Which one was it? Which one was it?
I
think that was McKenna. I think sideways on was that the blue and McKenna. One of them spun, get into Fisherman's. We'll check.
As they reached the back straight, but big over the two of us here. There was a car revolving just down at the tractor sheds down there, where between Colonial 2 and Fisherman's.
No, I think that was our friend Richie.
Tinch paddock message for all Z-Techs, Fiesta Z-Techs, make your way to paddock assembly. Thank you.
Alan and I have grown up with racing drivers, and the one thing racing drivers, if they're not the really good ones, are also really good with an excuse. But you really got to see the condition of the tires of these guys. They really are shot, and this is the last possible race that these tires could do. So Kearney it is. The leading two, you can actually see, when we're up here we have a slight advantage over you, but you can actually see with your own two eyes how much quicker these two guys are.
Where can you see with somebody else's eyes?
Yes.
Kearney and Keenan through, waiting now on Chris Dunn. Keeping the nose on this time, and then I say it is Garrett McKenna through in 4th spot. Let's see what Richie Adams is doing. Yep, he's faster than McKenna again. He's actually faster than both McKenna and Dunn, but just as he always seems to get within striking distance, he spins it. Tom Foley through there, a 66.42, that's his fastest lap. He's a former saloon guy. I can't remember what it was he used to race. I have a funny feeling it might have been those. If it wasn't in the ITC, it was those Future Classics. I think he became a bit of a singer during lockdown. There goes our friend. Did he drive over his own nose? Something happened going into Fisherman's, and there was a white bit that he caught up on them and over. I think yeah, he did. The nose fell off it the way in and he drove over it. So I suspect that was dislodged a bit whenever he spun the last time.
Yeah, Chris Dunn was telling me in the break in between the lunchtime, his nose flew off in the first race, and it just passed right in underneath the car. Got a really good mangling. But as Alan and I said, it doesn't seem to make any difference to the performance of these cars. It only seems to keep your feet warm.
Just give them bonus points if in the last lap they can drive around and pick it up and just slot it back on. Like locking together the space shuttles, you know. So Carney comes down here, goes across the line. The lead the last time was quite a bit. It was 4 seconds odd. I think it'll be around about that this time. In fact, it's gone up to 7 there as he goes through from Mark Keenan. Chris Dunn coming out of the hairpin in fourth, and then we'll have Garrett McKenna, and charging him down again, Richie Adams. Was 0.6 of a second faster last time. What can he do this time? McKenna goes across the line at 65.657. 65. It takes another half second or 0.6 of a second out of him there. So who knows? The gap's 2.5 from far, but he go with just about a little bit under 5 minutes. So there's probably another 6 laps in it. He certainly needs tires. He drives the wheels of that thing round the bottom end.
Attention paddock message for all Fiesta Z-Techs. All Fiesta Z-Techs, make your way to paddock assembly now. Thank you.
So we've out on their 10th lap at the moment, and Garrett McKenna reckoned it was around about 8 or 10 laps that he was getting to before this clutch problem seemed to click in on him, and they both testing yesterday and they practice this morning in the first race. So let's see. Certainly Richie Adams has closed him down this time. Gap was 2.5. It's nowhere near that this time. Yeah, it's down to under a second there as he goes across the line. Aren't hearing the revs building up though, Chris, the way it was slipping in the first race.
Just saying, the engine note itself sounded even this time round. It's not the old classic clutch slip soaring of revs that you used to get. But he is closing him down despite his tires being absolutely shot. So Kearney over the line, 11 laps completed. The second place man Mark Keenan, and any chance of a dice, the two white cars on the back straight at the moment. Kenna leading Adams.
He's trying to close him down to hairpin. He does drive it on the limit round the bottom, and that's this past couple of laps. The front end is washed out each time he's come down into the John Crossley chicane, but he's going to line it up for a pass. Getting a little bit of exasperated there as he comes down through. There's McKenna will try and hold this line, just keep him there.
He's just followed him over Colonial 2. Is he going to points at either Fisherman's or the chicane?
Well, he's tried it in the past couple of laps, the chicane, and just wouldn't say if he does in the front. You know, it understeered out to this side. He actually lost ground in the left-hander. Let's see what it does this time. Yeah.
Closer to the lap before.
He hung back a little bit there, and he may be looking at the move down into the hairpin. Get in the. On round again. I think he did. Hasn't appeared as yet. There he comes.
That's a second spin in this race.
Well, there's it is slipping now, the clutch. Yep, you can hear it.
Yeah, it is. So he's vulnerable again. Adams sets off after him again. And Tom Foley's car sounding rough over the start-finish line. So the race starting to get interesting as the cars start to disintegrate. But Miles out in front, really dominating it, is the man over the start-finish line already. Richard Kearney, Mark Keenan, solid in second. Chris Dunn untroubled in third.
There's another. If Adams on spinning comes up behind him again.
Coming down behind McKenna, she'll get on this time quite easy and they're up. McKenna has a problem, he may not be aware.
Carney is slow, yeah. He's definitely slow.
Carney is slow, quite.
Oh, he will really, man. He's not going fast enough to keep going to win this.
Wonder what.
And it's the suspension is failed. The suspension is dropped. He's coming down the chicane, but the right rear, it's been reported. I can hear the marshals calling in from round the course. His right rear wheel is out of alignment, so it looks as though it's a suspension failure. So Mark Keenan is going to surely take this when he only has to run down. He will see the cars out of line. He'll be a little bit worried about just coming up behind it, though, to keep it covered. But no, maybe so. I think if Keenan gets this, he will probably drive it down. 44 is closing him down. McDermott gets through. He's gone ahead of Tom Foley.
Yes,
So
it's going to be our dash for the line here.
yeah,
now.
I think
Here we go.
he'll pedal it now. Sure, what's he got to lose? He'll just let it come down. So Richard Kearney hangs on, but yeah, there's a rare suspension. I assume the bottom wishbone or something's gone there because it's come out. So. Results today say a third and a fifth with a slipping clutch pretty much since he arrived here at the circuit yesterday. God, well, if he knew, I think just the whole thought of taking the gearbox apart and putting the clutch in on site was too much for him. So he comes home. Richie Adams in fourth, 15 Garrett McKenna in fifth, and the Dermody and Foley coming down. And where did Tom Foley go? He's just turning the hairpin now. Mike Dermody comes through.
Suspect Foley, as we heard, was off a cylinder, but yeah, he's just nursing.
Yeah,
that
it's nursing
though.
him, yeah.
No spin or anything else. He's just nursing that Rover engine home.